When I was younger, I never thought I'd be sitting here doing any of the stuff that we were doing. It's one of those things you probably have heard before. People said, I never believed I'd be doing this in my wildest dreams. And here I am. For Justified Accord 2026, I'm the battery commander for our unit over here, the 101st Field Artillery. I'm responsible for everything that our unit does and does not do. I'm the leader. I work with our first sergeant, and we plan and execute, make the whole mission move. One of the first things we did when we arrived here, put down our gear and got the lay of the land, inventoried the gear, and then we got to meet the Kenyans, which was pretty fun. And right from there, we jumped right into business. We started calibrating the howitzers so that way we'd be ready to start moving and operating and shooting them. Of course, we're all just acclimating to the weather. It was hot here, it's still hot.
All right, so on the guns, we're going to be doing rehearsal for table 5. We're going to have FTC involved.
Great folks, you don't have.
Once we got the guns calibrated, we went right into the actions that we need to safely fire. In the Army, we have certain gates or check marks you have to hit in order to be a certified battery. For us, we call that table 5, which realistically is a dry fire exercise. You go through all the little bits and pieces that you need to do in order to shoot a howitzer safely.
Number 2, aiming point identified.
Whether that be moving the gun into position, make sure it's aiming in the right direction, and even processing dry fire missions. Pretty much, you're doing everything that you would need to do to fire a howitzer, even up to pulling the trigger, but since there's no round, it doesn't go boom.
Reflection.
Speed, charge fire, ready, reverse fire.
7 to the rear, stand by, fire.
More clear, 1 round fired, round's complete.
When you simulate it, you go through it, because practice makes perfect. In our battery, we have 2 people, the gunnery sergeant and master gunnery sergeant. Their specific job is to be the subject matter experts to help us out with all things artillery.
Bubbles are very delicate because of the way it is, so you see, it's out.
They worked a lot with the Kenyans as well. They came ahead of time to help out and get a lot of things situated, but while we were here, they were with the Kenyans just as much as us, communicating things that we would do for the guns to them and vice versa. They were able to communicate, hey, the Kenyans think that this area to fire is better because of the grass is smaller here, it would be easier to move around. And we're able to communicate back and forth, not only just with us, but through the things that they were learning, they were seeing from their subject matter expertise level, which opened our eyes to other options that we could use.
I'm gonna put a dressing on you. Hold it.
There's no puncture wounds, just guys.
No puncture wounds. All right, so hold that dressing.
So recently we've been training with the Kenyan military on Kazavac. It's our casualty evacuation, which is in the events of a soldier going down with some sort of injury. We are practicing taking them out of the field and bringing them back to a higher level of care, which is our Role 1 here on base. My name is Sergeant Casey Battles. I am the lead medic here at the Role 1.
Then we'll be stable for transport and we'll get them over there.
What's the what?
I reassessed the tourniquet like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Checking for breathing.
What do you need? Big boy.
Yeah,
My specific role is I am a line medic. I am the senior line medic here. So anytime there is any sort of live firing event or anything that is some sort of training that could result in some sort of injury, whether that be the weather or the cannons themselves, I'm usually out there checking in on the soldiers, making sure they're safe.
Speaking to the austere environment, that's not typically something that you can replicate in the United States too much. You're always close enough to, a level 1 trauma center, for example, or a booming metropolitan. So being able to actually be in this environment, to understand what that looks and feels like on a day-to-day basis, how to operationalize that at a Role 1 capacity, and how to sort of layer in your medical planning.
There's between malaria and numb. It's not a stubbed toe, it's not an ear infection, it's not like you do root canal or something. It's malaria, so take the
I'm the organic provider to the 101 FA. I oversee our medics and operationalize our Role 1, which serves as a battalion aid station or the first touch point for medical care for any casualty that may come in off the line, or anyone here on our FOB who has an injury or an ailment. They come during sick call hours.
Driving out to the range and setting up, as with many commanders before me, your biggest fear is getting that first round out and making sure it lands safely. All the safety that you go through to make sure that first round lands in a safe spot, it's a little bit of anxiety. I had confidence in our team. I knew we would be all right. And once we got out there, we got the guns laid, pointing in the direction we need to.
Forward! Good! Untrailed! Pop it in reverse a little bit. Stop! Prepare to lift! Lift! Forward!
We got all the data from the forward observers on the hill. The Fire Directions Center went ahead and processed the mission and pulled the lever, the gun went off. As soon as we heard that term, round observed safe, which means that everything was good, that fear, that anxiety turned to excitement.
Stand by! Fire!
Direct fire is a lot of fun, to just be honest.
Shell HE Fuse PD charge fire going to be verified.
We have to point the howitzer at something specifically in front of us, let's say an enemy.
Verify.
We aim on the sights on the gun and shoot.
Charge 67 to the rear!
Verify.
The most interesting thing for me was direct fire. We got to just fire by our command. We weren't waiting for anything. It was more exciting, more thrilling, and fast-paced.
Fire! Fire!
Think about Gettysburg in the Civil War when you had all those cannons lined up and they just shoot at what they could see in front of them. Very similar idea. And we had a little bit of a friendly competition between the Kenyans. There was a rock formation out on the range that we all targeted, and we decided to see which team could actually hit that rock the most.
Doing the competitions with the Kenyans was interesting because we got to see how fast they went and how different they did things versus how fast we went.
It's pretty close, but we ended up tying. So I think that was fair.
Flight. Over.
Fire when ready. Request Max Ord.
A forward observer is somebody who is attached to the infantry. They go out into the field on patrols, and we spot artillery rounds, we call in mortar rounds and support a platoon leader's intent with the mission. Once you learn that as a forward observer that you're in charge of where that round is landing, so you are in charge of whatever that round is impacting. In a training scenario, that's very important, but even in a combat scenario, it's almost even more important.
There it is.
You're worried about the safety of your friendlies and of any civilians that could be in the area. At first, it can be exciting, but once that excitement kind of wears off, you know, we're doing our job. It's a serious thing. The favorite thing I've done here in Kenya was the suppression of enemy air defense missions. I think on today's battlefield that's becoming more and more important. So working with aircraft in conjunction with the artillery at the same time was very exciting.
We will shoot our howitzers to notionally suppress enemy air defense assets, and at the same time the Kenyan Defense Forces will have aircraft come in, helicopters and fighter jets, drop ordnance to simulate suppression on a target. At the same time, after that's complete, the Kenyan Rangers are going to assault the objective.
Battalion 2, continue drop.
It's where we get to see all the little pieces that we work hard for get into the bigger picture. It's not all the time you get to see the bigger picture. And once you get to see it, a lot of the stuff that we do that may not make sense in the moment makes more sense. One of the best ways to grow is to get into an uncomfortable situation and learn from it. And the amount of ability that I saw people to adapt to an austere environment, overcome challenges, and get the rounds downrange, it was amazing.
I knew the team that I was going to come with, get an opportunity for us to show everybody what we're capable of, and just the opportunity to see the culture, see the people, meet with the people. I know some of our senior NCOs have been here multiple times and they already had the connection. So just to get to meet all the people that they already talked about, like Major Otiatu, it was super exciting.
I think it's very important for somebody like me to come and train with the Kenyans in another country, in another environment. It gives you more of an outlook and see how they work differently. It gives you input and things to take back when you go home to see how you can grow.
The Kenyan Defense Forces were amazing to work with, and I got to see a lot of soldiers step up and shine and go make great friendships with our partner forces. The Kenyan Defense Forces have been nothing but hospitable to us. That's something I think we need more of in the world. The profession of arms is always a dangerous one. There's always risks. There's always possibility that things could happen that could hurt or kill a person. Sometimes I do like to view my soldiers as if they're my own children, like my daughters. And if my daughters were in harm's way, I couldn't sleep at night. I know it's hard to tell a mother back at home that, yeah, your soldier's in the Army here, and we're in an austere environment, you can sleep at night. But I hope it makes it a little bit more at ease that I care for my soldiers, maybe not as much as their own mother, but a lot. And if I can sleep at night, I hope they can rest a little bit easier at night as well. Ten-year-old me would have never thought that I would be doing this. It's amazing to see what you can do in the Army or the National Guard. And I hope it inspires my daughters one day to know that they can do whatever they want if you just put your mind to it.